Hey, it's Joe Glines, and if you've been following me, you know I like self-improvement. I like to do a lot of things and learn. Binge watching shows on TV, yeah, it's fine here and there, but there's so many things we could be doing with this time with the whole coronavirus lockdown. I thought I'd put together a list of things to do that are better than just sitting around watching TV. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, and I think I have one of those listed in here. But let's go ahead and get started. Let's see here. First one. Read a book. Get a book that interests you on Amazon. Buy it, read it, go through it. There's some amazing, obviously amazing books out there. Think about where you want to be in 5 years. There's this book, Achieve Your Goals, or the link to it here I have is for Brian Tracy. It's called Goals, but this other link is a link to helping to how to outline your goals and what you want to achieve. Very important. It's hard to reach what you want if you don't actually try and lay it out. And hey, now's the time to do that, right? Spend quality time with your kids, right? Obviously spending time with kids is great, and hey, we're locked in here anyway with them. It's a great time to spend some good quality time with them. Use Zoom, Hangouts, FaceTime, Skype, whatever, right? To reach out to some of your friends you haven't talked to in a long time. It's a great easy way to spend some good time and keep those friendships going. A big one, create a budget, right? I'm a big believer in knowing how much money you have, especially if you're on a tight budget right now. This is a link by Clark Howard, is a great consumer advocate guy that talks a lot about staying within your budget and how to save money. So that's a good link there. Take up a new hobby. I have plenty of, there's actually several links here to Udemy courses. Udemy is great. It's a great way that you can learn new things. Of course, there's a lot of other sites too that have things that are, a lot of them on Udemy are free. There's other sites where maybe there's a slight fee and that, but in Udemy, I will bet you money is going to have some big sales coming up because they want to entice people to doing it. But now that people have time, I'll bet you they start having some really good sales. Be like me and build your own Udemy course. I have 2 Udemy courses out there. If my business, which one of my business right now, it's kind of on hold because of this whole coronavirus thing, I might actually end up freeing up a lot of time where I can create. I have like 5 other Udemy courses that I have outlined. I just haven't had time to put them together. And it takes a little bit of work. Make sure you have a good mic and recording. But hey, basically it's free and you can generate some money. And what's great is the money that you earn, it's perpetual, right? For the most part, it just keeps coming every month. So it's a great thing to do. Learn how to code in Scratch. Scratch is from MIT, I believe. My son, he has it on his computer, and it's a drag and drop environment. Or just learn how to code in any language. But Scratch is a great one because even if you're not a programmer, you can start learning simple things, loops and input in display boxes and things, routines. It's really cool. Watch a comedy. Here's one important one. This one, I do have a link to Udemy. Watch comedies, right? Your immune system actually gets beat down when you're stressed. So watching comedy and laughter actually helps your immune system. So it's hard in these times, right? But try to watch a comedy or try to laugh. Do something with your kids, your family that laugh. Update your LinkedIn profile. Obviously, this a lot of people, right, things are changing like crazy. If you do want to, once we're back to the workforce, it's not going to be like it was. We're not going to just turn the economy back on overnight and everything go back to the way it was. So you need to stand out. And I don't have the link here. I'm going to go update it. I have a link to how to be a LinkedIn rock star on LinkedIn and how to find a job on LinkedIn. Do your spring cleaning. Hey, you know what? I mean, especially with all the germs and everything, right? It is right now, it's believed the COVID virus, for the most part, is passed on by touching and then touching your face. You touch it in your hands or something and then you put that in your face, or maybe you even eat stuff. So make sure you wash your hands and stuff, but wash surfaces, especially things like doorknobs, things that you touch frequently, right? Those are things that are really, chances are they have germs on them. Start a blog. So I have a vlog, which is a video, blog, but start a blog, start writing, pick a topic and just start writing. And you know what, even if you don't have an audience, it took me a long time to build up an audience, but who cares, right? It's just for you and it's fun. And pick a niche that you like and focus on it. Find a blog that interests you, right? Or a vlog for that matter. I gave you a link here where there's millions of vlogs out there and blogs and things to learn. And it's just great to start diving into something and really learn it. And now, again, you have time, right? Start doing it. Learn how to play an instrument. I've kind of always wanted to learn a given instrument. I think this link, was for a harmonica, which who can't learn how to play a harmonica, right? Come on. Learn how to speak another language. Here's one for speaking Spanish, but pick up another language. It's a great skill to have. Start a business, right? With the way the world is changing, there's so many different things. This is a big disruptor, right? The COVID virus is this huge disruptor. It's going to change how so many industries work and how things work. It's a great time to start a business because a lot of the existing businesses are going to be in trouble, and they're going to try to do things some normal way. But here in this disruption, what it does is it kicks people out of their routine problem solving, and so they start rethinking how they do stuff. And so it's a great time to actually stand apart and to be different. I have by the way, I think this is my link to the marketing for a small business, and I have over 3 hours, maybe it's 4 hours worth of videos in talking about how to grow a business for small businesses. Give your car a tune-up, and if you don't know how, learn. It's not hard, and boy, you can save yourself a lot of money. I should have said tune-up, or even maybe do the brakes. Right, brakes are so easy to do, and yet the vast majority of Americans don't do their own brakes, but you can save a fortune. Work on your business instead of in your business. And this one also, I think this one I do link to my marketing stuff, but the vast majority of people work really, really hard on their business, but they don't work on growing their business. And now is a great time to really start strategizing and think about how you're going to change your business, given the whole change in the paradigm of how we do business. Be strategizing of what can you do? How is it going to be different? How can you connect? How can you stand apart? Right. Paint a room in your house, right? How many of you have a room that you're like, wow, I hate that color, right? Or it's just dirty and you need to paint it, or maybe it's just the doors or something, right? Something that is filthy and beat up. Ask your neighbors if they need help. Now, this is obviously a tricky one, right? Because you don't want to go door to door necessarily, but if you have their contact info, or I think I linked here to Nextdoor, go on Nextdoor and just find out, hey, maybe there's some seniors that can't get out or shouldn't get out because they're the ones most in danger, right? Maybe you can do some shopping for them or pick up something for them, or just to, give them some company. And I say that without actually going there, right? But call them. So when I say, help your neighbors, socialize with them, you can do it online, right? Or call them, text them. I know a lot of older people aren't texting, but it's still, hey, you know what? Reach out to them somehow. Especially if you've been symptom-free for, I think it's 4 days, I believe is when the symptoms should manifest. The problem is a lot of people just really, they get like a runny nose and this and that. So it is very difficult to know if you're infected. If you do go over and talk to them, perhaps you do want to make sure that you wash your hands really well, or even wear gloves when you go to their house. You don't want to be spreading your germs in their house. And they might want to make sure that they cover the coughing thing I read up lately. The virus can be airborne, but it doesn't last very long. And so you want to make sure that you can go in there and breathe the same air. Just make sure that you're not coughing in the direction of them, or you're covered to the vampire cough. Refinish a piece of furniture, right? This is another great one of, hey, the woodworking is kind of dull or it's broken through with the Varathane. Sand it, clean it out. When I start doing that, I do like 17 coats of the Varathane, let it build up. It's really great. It makes it look really pretty too. Find an online forum group that's knowledgeable, and then start helping other people. So even if you're doing it for free, it keeps you busy, keeps you informed. Things like Stack Overflow or Quora are great places to go and help other people. Or for us, also the Auto Hockey Forum is another great place to be helping people. Complete a jigsaw puzzle, right? This is fun for most other people in your family, even when you're really young. My dad actually told me he said he couldn't remember exactly how old, but I was still in diapers, and he was putting together this, like 500, 1,000 piece jigsaw puzzle. And he says, I leaned over and I grabbed a piece and stuck it in the right spot. He's like, wow, what are the odds of that? And then he said, I did it again. And he's like, okay, this is creepy. But anyway, so almost any age can do that. Organize your cupboards or cabinets. Go through especially some of your drawers, right? Like at our house, we throw a bunch of crap in there and it just sits there and piles up. Go through and clean it out, right? Straighten it up and get organized. Do some camping with your kids or something, right? Camp in your backyard if you have it, or even put it up in your house if you have a room. If you have kids, they love this kind of stuff. It's fun, and yet you keep it safe. Create an indoor scavenger hunt, right? Go through and hide stuff throughout your house and then let the kids do this. This is a great thing to keep them occupied and, have them busy for hours. Go through your closet and pull out clothes and donate to charity, right? Man, there's a lot of people who are in need. If you're like me, you probably possibly put on some weight and you got clothes that you're probably never going to fit in again, right? Hey, now's a good time to get rid of those things and give them to someone who needs them. Rearrange a room in your house. If you don't like the layout of your house, now's a great time. You got time, right? Move it around. Take a look at it. It's fun, easy way to bring some new life to your home. And again, it's you can be doing the cleaning in it too, because when you move that furniture, look out. Teach your pet or your dog a new trick, right? No matter how old they are, they can still learn. Trust me, I'm old and I still learn tricks. Create, update your will. This sucks, but it's really a good idea just to have something. Generally speaking, if you're married, you're probably covered because your spouse will get inherit from you. But I would definitely have something specific, especially if you want a certain thing to go to someone, right? Because even if it all goes to your spouse, she doesn't necessarily know what you want, who to have what. So you might want to make note of that if you have certain intentions. Improve your typing skills. This is one of the things, like, I don't understand why it's not ingrained in more. My son, when he was younger, I had him learning how to type, and he could out-type his mom when he was, let's say, like 9, I think. And it's, it's the rest of his life, he's going to be so much better at everything he does on a computer just because he learned how to touch type. Here's one of my favorites. Teach yourself how to power nap. I am a huge power nap fan. I basically can go in and usually like in less than 3 minutes, I can go in, fall asleep, wake up, and feel refreshed like I had over an hour's worth of sleep, and I feel invigorated. It's a really great feeling. And yeah, sometimes I'll do 2, like later, 1 in the morning-ish before lunch, and then 1 after lunch or later in the day. But boy, they're great ways to, when you're feeling down, get some rest. But just don't, if you sleep more than 15 minutes, then you really need to sleep to at least 45 minutes to the hour, because you get into a deep REM, and if you wake up in the middle of it, then you're groggy, right? So you got to keep it to a short amount of time. One tip I would say is to learn how to do it, and you're not used to it, every day, go lay down at the same time, and just say, I'm going to lay here, I'm going to relax, I'm going to try to fall asleep. And even if you don't sleep, your body will slowly over time get used to it. I've gotten to the point where I can often, it can be like a minute or less, or seconds, and I call it a reboot. Like I lose consciousness, and I come right out of it so fast that people often don't even think I was asleep. But and I feel so much better. Optimize your Android or iPhone. Get rid of all those crappy apps, right? People, there's so much junk on your phones, and it just, why? Reinstall Windows or the iOS on your Mac, right? It's another great way. Hey, you know what? Let's take a little bit of time, back up the files we want, make sure we have everything, and then reformat our computers. I'm not going to say they're like new, like buying a new computer, but boy, it really speeds them up when you do this to them. Groom your pet, right? Give them a nice wash, a trim, whatever, but pay a little attention to them. Try to cook some new recipes, especially try to cook, and I think maybe this is one later, but have your kids cook recipes. It's a great thing to do. Try new stuff that you've never tried before. Make some dehydrated fruit. I put in a link here to the one that I have from Amazon, and it's really great. It has 5 trays, and it didn't cost that much, but you can put a lot of fruit in at one time and dehydrate it, and then you have snacks. So when you are binge eating, if you're like me, when I get nervous, I want to eat, and so this is a great way to have snacks that just aren't so terrible for you. Make a bucket list, right? Hey, great time to really be thinking about the seriousness of stuff, but make a list, prioritize it, right? Figure out the things you really want to do in life, and have a list for them. It's back to having your goals, right? And then you can check it off. I can guarantee you, like the whole, hey, I'm so glad I watched all of 24 or some TV show, right? That's not going to be on your checklist of things that you're glad that you did when you died. pick a specific topic and learn it in 20 hours. Now, we actually did a webinar on this. It's a great book, and I linked to it here, but Learn Anything in 20 Hours. And it talks a lot about how, generally speaking, if you're not trying to be a master at it, you can learn almost any topic in like 20 hours. And he lays out in the book a strategy of how to do it. You can watch the webinar too. We talk a lot about it, but it's pretty good. Teach your kids how to cook a meal, as I said earlier. It's a great thing, and this is fun. And of course, they learn a skill they can value for the rest of their life. Play a card game, right? This is one of those, I think, especially if you're all non-virus, if you're all healthy, it's fine. But of course, if you are sick, you don't want to be dealing cards and everyone's grabbing them and probably even snacking on food at the same time, right? That's a terrible mix. For the most part, the COVID virus isn't airborne. If you cough, it does stay in the air a little, but you just you do the elbow cough and keep it. You're probably not going to pass along. But definitely, if you're playing cards, wash your hands before, and then wash your hands after. Always wash your hands before any meal, and hey, just wash your hands all day, right? That's my status. Draw and paint something, right? Get some art supplies, or even just with a pencil, draw on some paper. When's the last time you drew anything? Kids love this even more than adults, but still, I think it's great for both. Pick a game that you like that you play, and then change it. Make up some different rules. It's pretty fun when we were playing. I used to have a poker night at my house, and one night we were playing. We're like, hey, let's just make up a game, and we made up this weird poker game, and it was actually a lot of fun. It was very interesting, but it just made it different. Organize your files on your computer. So, we all end up building up tons and tons of pictures and files that we've used years before. Archive them, back them up, get like a service like Dropbox, or what's the stupid one from Microsoft? I hate that one. I forget this, but I hate it anyway. But use a service, back it up, but get rid of the other stuff that you don't need. Have a karaoke party, right? I mean, this is another one. It sounds crazy. I didn't put it on the list, but I also say you can even have a dance party by yourself, especially if you live by yourself and you're not, then that way no one's watching you. But dancing, it's another one that really makes you, generally speaking, makes you feel good and have energy. Listen to podcasts. Holy cow, right? There's so many amazing podcasts out there, and you can dive so deep on stuff and just listen to it, right? You can play it over your stereo, or put it on your MP3 player, or whatever you want. But in my car, I virtually never listen to the radio. I'm always listening to something that I can learn from. Take a bubble bath, right? This is another back to the one of just, hey, this is relaxes you, makes you feel good, help boost your immune system. Wash your windows. Yeah, wash your windows. I know it's crazy, but washing your windows, it's one of those things. Like, I used to do this for a living. It's one of the things I did. I used to paint houses, and I would also wash the windows. And it's amazing how good it looks after. And you can look at them and go, wow, I did that, and I feel good about it. And honestly, one of the things I also read was, generally speaking, like things with the flu and cold, getting fresh air is important also to help you feel good. So being a little bit outside, having a little bit of fresh air. I try to leave the windows open as much as I can to get in some fresh air. Of course, unless your neighbors are coughing, and maybe you don't want to do that so much. But I think fresh air and sunshine is an important thing to make sure you still try to incorporate in some way. Clean your shoes. This is a crazy one, but you know what? How many of us have, a pair of like dress shoes or normal shoes, and they just get filthy? So, wash them, clean them up. The soles, obviously, you want to worry about. Maybe you're tracking in stuff from everywhere. Just give them a nice scrub down. Organizing, again, your bookmarks. How many of us spend the time to go through our bookmarks and organize them in a way that makes sense to us? It's one of those things like, oh, I'll get to that sometime, and then we never do it. So this is one of those great things. Have a Netflix social distance party, so you can actually be watching the same show at the same time with other people, your buddies and friends that have Netflix accounts. And so it's like you're at the movies, you're at home. So I have a link here on how to do that with them. It's fun. It's cool. It's a great way to do it. Study world geography, right? How many of us could pick a European country out on a map? And it's kind of embarrassing, right? Americans are very focused inward, and we don't look at other countries. And so maybe we should learn some of the countries in Europe or Africa or Asia, right? Other than the biggies. Add some cool toys to your smart home. This is one of the things. I'm a geek. All right, I have I think I had over 30 things connected to my router when I was looking the other day. But there's always more you can add, right? And it's just fun. We have a lot of great toys and things that just make it exciting, interesting way to jazz up your life at home. And generally speaking, often they're like 15 to 20 bucks. They're not too expensive. Improve vocabulary. Again, learn. My vocabulary sucks, and this is probably one I should focus on. But personally, I actually like not using these huge words. I think a lot of people get very pompous, and you think about academics, and they spout off on these big words, and normally small words work, but still having a good vocabulary is very important, and especially with how people judge your intelligence. So learning a vocabulary is a great thing to do. Lastly, make your own list. Make your own list of things that we should do and share it, right? This is one of the reasons why I did it. It kept me busy, got me to do this, put it together, gave me a couple hours worth of work to do, and now you all have an idea of who I am by watching this, and go create your own and share it, and give me a link when you do it. Give me a link to yours. I'd love to check it out. Cheers.